a lot of taxes. 2022, there was a 5% excise duty imposed on them. There are a lot of taxes that they incur, which they for now. So because of the biting economy, it is telling on their operational costs and making it tougher for them to operate business profitably. Many of them, notably MTN and Airtel, have been talking about FX losses for the past 1 year now, making losses due to FX changes because FX has been up and down. Like it has been very. Everybody knows what's happening in Nigeria with FX. So I think that's the reason they want to hike the tariff.
Well, all right. To now ask a very straightforward question: how do you think this will a common man, and as well, this would have a ripple effect as well? How do you think it's going to affect both the common man, the consumers, the end users, and users as well?
Okay, so affects the common man because their income, the common man has not significantly improved. So there's going to be a big issue that happened when the power tariff was going to increase by all the operators for power. It's definitely tough on us. Like recently, most people can just afford country, and to now bring increase in telecoms, which now people's phones at their offices, all they operate with at the offices. Many people have issues with having real estate for premises and all. So a lot of people start small businesses with their phone, and it's really really now because if they increase it, it's going to mean people will not be able to afford data, they will not be able to afford phone calls to call customers, to call their suppliers and all, and it's going to be a big problem. But on the part of the producers of these telecom services, the MNOs, it's also tough for them in a way. I'm of the opinion that they let things for too long. There was a lot of profits in the telecoms industry, and everybody turned a blind eye to the excess taxes, the insecurity of the country, because many of their stations are being vandalized, cost a lot of money to set it up. The telecoms industry is a investment business. You have to invest a lot of money to be able to industry, and the operators turned a blind eye to it before now. They're coming in well because our exchange rate was still okay and the economy better before. But now that things are very, very tough, people are having a lot of, the MNOs are having a lot of issues to run. So it is here and there, and you can't just put that on the people. Their state, their income has not increased considerably. Them really. So I feel it's a case where they have to with the government and tell them of the issues that are present. There will be a way taxes are reduced, duties are reduced, and now operating environments are created for them. But it's
Okay.
the whole everybody's business is down. So the one that everybody needs. Sorry,
We're
can you
listening.
hear me?
We are listening.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
let's
so
hear
I
you
said
a little
so,
bit about it.
so I said the everybody's business is down in the country. Is affecting every sector. So but we don't really have an alternative to the telecom operators. We have to make
Okay.
calls. We have to communicate. We have to do business. For alternatives, you could buy a generator or something. For there are different other alternatives. But if they still increase this, it's going to be really really tough. But no alternative. There is no NITEL doesn't work. So we are going to with the price of, and it's going to affect us. And I don't even want to imagine it if they increase it. On NCC's part, they said increasing it, and no Telecom, no telco company has the right to increase taxes, to increase the probably any of their services without consulting them acts. So it's something that we have to watch happen, whether NCC is going to bow to their demands or whether they are going to bow to the demands of the NCC. It's an interesting
Okay,
time.
compared to other countries in Africa, do you think this could be a result of currency devaluation and entry?
Yes, that's the reach outing is because of devaluation, because most of them operate with foreign exchange. They how they buy their equipment. Many of them have to remit money to the parent companies in other countries or anywhere. So it's I would say currency and inflation is like maybe 60% of the reason we want to increase the tariffs.
Okay, what alternatives do you think that might be available for consumers who find the new tariffs unaffordable?
The issue that we have been thinking about. Um, one of the cheapest um, means to get data on your phone or your laptop and all are these telcos. You want to get satellite communication and all those ones are way more expensive. So it's the only way you can get to make phone calls. They're the only way you can make phone calls. There's no other way to call somebody from Benin to like in Benin. You want to call somebody. There's no other way you can do it apart from the
Okay.
telcos. So it's a very sad situation.
Do you think there are measures in place to protect vulnerable groups disappropriately affected by this hike?
So vulnerable, I would say the masses, almost the entire population of Nigeria is the vulnerable group that uses these telecom services, and in their section 4, section 90, and section 52 of their communication says brings these things into play that they are bringing these laws that hike your prices because because of anything, like there's no reason why you should hit them, and the reason they said that is to help the vulnerable, like to help them not to be disenfranchised or not to be treated. So our hands are in the hands of NCC. If NCC they have the right to increase, we have nothing to say in the hands of the NCC.
All right, thank you. But I think about late last year or so, they increased the 5 gig and then it went up to 600. And then, of course, we have a saying that when things go up, they never come down. Do you think this is going to be temporal or you think this is going to increase over time?
Yeah, they said for now they have not increased prices of telecom services. If there's going to be any increase, it's definitely going to be an upward trend. It should be temporary because they claim that they've been making for a while. So NCC doesn't really believe that investigating and all to know whether it is right or wrong. But the truth is that not are not going to come down based on what we country. There is we're not maybe if insecurity is totally worked on, like there is no insecurity, base stations are not being destroyed, the price of diesel comes down. If all these things happen, then maybe the price can come down. But if all their faction or their cost implications, for what they use for their operational cost variables keep going up or remain as they are, there is no way the going to come down. All NCC can do is to strong to allow them not to disable them from increasing their price. In turn, they will have to look for alternative means. So they may have to look for maybe solar solutions for their base stations, or looking for how. But many Nigerians don't even feel that they are not getting services from these telcos. So that's another issue. So you're not getting the right services from someone, and they want to increase prices. It's going to be really tough to wrap up.
So yeah, speaking of, just to pick up from where we've been suffering with bad network. Of course, people have complained. Will this hike really come with a better service, or is it still going to be the same? If it's going to be the same, what's the point?
That's the thing. The telcos have said anything about improving the network based on it. What they are saying is that they want to foster innovation. That there's a lot of innovation that's going on in the telecoms industry. AI is 5G, new ones may come out, maybe 7G, 8G, and they have to be they have to be funded. They have to get investment to deal with these innovations that are coming on, and that is why they increase these tariffs and all, so that they will be able to play in the industry. If the tariffs are not increased, they will not be they might not be able to play and do all they have to do in the industry. So it's not really, they've not really talked about better networks and all. That's just the truth. They've not talked about better services, about innovation and sustainability. They're saying they cannot be so with the current tariff. So for them to be sustainable, they have to. So maybe if they, I don't know, I hope they don't increase it, but if that's when they can now be the conversation about whether the services will or not. But right now, that is not the conversation.
Okay. With Nigerians' reactions and dissatisfaction towards this hike or increase, do you think, or are there any planned protests or legal challenges, increase?
Right now, I don't know how to say this, but Nigerians were always we know how to take things in well. So I've not heard of any protest, or even, it's just hearsay here and there. If it was on the news that, like, a rumor that NCC has approved the increase, but I think on the 5th of August, NCC came out and said they didn't approve any increase. They want to protect the rights of the citizens and all. So this whole increase thing is mainly telcos that are clamoring for it. They are really pushing the CEOs, MTN, they're really pushing for the increase. But not be anything about the protest or anything of the sort, because NCC yet. Before there can be anything, NCC will have to approve. For NCC, they have to be more transparent in their own services that these telcos. So I feel if they are actually way more transparent, it may be easier for to understand why they want to increase tariffs and all. Because I said it's a problem that is affecting the whole country. So nobody is suffering it. So why should theirs be different?
Can you further expound what role you think digital, such as internet-based communication services, play in mitigating the impact of this hike?
Nigeria we have a very it's a very dicey situation. It is still this self that I think more than internet services are good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I said more than 80% of internet users in Nigeria still depend on these telcos for internet services. So the other options are maybe other ISPs are more expensive than the telcos. So because they are more, it's going to be very tough to say we want to switch to any other one. Man cannot afford to maybe buy a Tesla's thing or something, or an independent one. Like everybody depends these service providers, which are the telcos. So there is, in a way, there is no other option, and it's actually sad. Options are there, but they are very expensive, and
Okay.
it's expensive. What you are doing demands a lot of, it makes a lot of money, or you get a lot of revenue for it before you want to get maybe your independent ISP. But for now, for the popular, there is actually no other option. For the lady that is selling items, for the woman selling stuff in the market that wants to put her stuff on the internet, for everything that involves digitization of businesses, yeah, the major place people go to are these telcos for their services.
Okay. In your opinion, what do you think is the impact of this hike on the digital economy?
Okay, if this pulls through and they hike it, in even in the nearest future, we'll see this face it. This business growth will not be that fast. It will affect everybody, right from content creators and all people, all medias and all creating content. Their views are definitely going to reduce because people manage at this point to buy data to be able to run their own places and all. And food is taking most of their money now. People that received salary before that will spend maybe 30% on food and spend some things had more disposable income. But now food is taking maybe 90 and they are barely struggling to buy data. If this is increased, we'll have less views on Instagram, less views on Twitter, less communication. People will be able to air their views, and businesses will fall. They've already started to fall, but it's now going to be worse because the basic thing, many businesses cannot afford to rent shops. They have their shop on their phone, and to access data is also tough. So they are going to start looking for many other ways. People may have to go out. Maybe we'll have to bring back our system or something. Send emissaries or how to